opened at 11:03.
Opening on camera.
Oh, okay. Well, say it's 11:03.
I'd like to open this meeting of November 8th, 2012. Let the record show that Selectman Jessamine is not present. He's on his way, though. He'll be here. I would like to make a motion to enter into non-public per RSA 91A:3 legal.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
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 Okay, you're taking notes on that one, right? Okay. It's all right.
To public
You
session.
wear lots of hats,
Okay.
Lieutenant Martin.
12:15.
Lots of hats.
Make a motion to come out of non-public?
I just did that.
Oh, what time?
Nobody seconded it.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
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 I make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to legal issues until the matter is resolved as they pertain to personnel permanently.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I make a motion, we adjourn. So,
Aye.
all those in favor?
What's this?
It's a redo
Good evening.
spell.
Oh.
Welcome to
We
Fancy
will
Island.
open this meeting of November 8th, 2012. Let the record show that all selectmen are present. We're starting a wee bit earlier because we're all here and we want to go home early.
Some of us are tired.
Yep. It's been a long day. We've been here since 11:30 this morning. So why don't we take...
Been here since 8:30.
Yeah, oh, whew, boy, we got to get going. Let's take the minutes, November 1st.
And you also have October.
Well,
Oh,
we
we-
have the end of October ones, too.
Okay.
You do?
October 25th.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we bring the minutes of October 25th, 2012 to the floor for discussion.
Second?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Those ones we didn't approve last time.
Grammatical spelling error error. Bottom of page 1.
What is it, Jim?
Bottom of page 1. Motorcyclists will ride to the cemetery, then back with an E. Not that it's that big a thing, but there you have it.
It's this Sunday, so remember that
Right.
they'd really like us to be there to kick it off.
Who's that?
You riding your bike?
No, I'm going to probably serve donuts.
I ain't riding the bike, mine's put away.
Yeah. But it'd be nice to...
I have a question about the warrant.
Nope. Early.
All here, and what was
The gang's all here.
started.
Yeah, how we are.
Been here
We're
since
anxious to go home.
Very early, so we're just moving along. We're doing minutes now.
We make no bones about it.
What'd you need?
Well, I was going to say that I wanted to be here for Adele, and then we finalized the contract, but then I was going to go after that.
Okay.
So,
All right, you coming back up?
no, I mean, I'm here for
Okay.
Adele, and then after Adele.
Then I have a question. On the warrant, do we normally put the date that it's due, the taxes will be due? Because we do, it's not on there. Because the reason I ask,
December 19th.
it says, name of the state, you're hereby directed to collect property taxes, and the list herewith committed to you amounting to the sum of $5,086,162. And with interest at 12% per annum from December 1st, 2012 thereafter, and all sums not paid on or before that day. It doesn't say anything about when they're due, which disturbs me because we're telling when the interest is due, but when are the taxes due?
Oh,
And we're going to post that warrant, right?
No, I can't.
thank you.
So I didn't know if I thought we normally put that in there.
Yeah, they're going to be due December 19th. I think Lawrence put up the 9.
Well, it doesn't say anything about when they're due. There's no sentence in there that
Yeah,
says,
if not paid on or before that date.
that talks about the interest.
Right,
December.
no, what it's saying is if it's not paid by that date, then interest starts accruing.
So it should, instead of the 1st, it should be the,
That's
The
what I'm saying.
19th.
The 19th.
Figure out the 9.
Yeah, she forgot the 9.
Can we write it in, or is that not legal?
No, I can retype it, that's fine.
Okay.
sorry.
No, because that was the date Cindy had told it was. Well, she can get them out.
Now, there's a date by law that they,
They can't be due before October 1st.
thank you.
Page 4.
Okay.
Selectmen. Page 4, you think it maybe goes with 3 and 4? 3 and 4, Selectmen will plan made a motion to approve Dennis's recommendation to change the hours at the transfer station. Then we go to discussion. Nowhere does it say that the motion was passed.
No, it was.
Oh, I know it was, but
Second
Can you
one.
insert that the motion passed
Motion.
on page 4?
Top of page 4.
yeah, motion was made. And then it's
On the
got
closing?
discussion, but it doesn't say if we voted on it. It was indeed unanimous.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Make a motion to approve Dennis's recommendation to change the hours at the transfer station on Saturday to 9 to 1, effective immediately.
That's it.
Yep, okay, and then the motion passed.
Motion passed.
Yep.
Okay.
On page 7, it's Iano, under Chair Constantino. It's Iris Iano, I-A-N-N-O. And it's the TNS Santa Fund, not TN.
Did we do the October 18th minutes?
Yep.
Wonder why I saved them.
Last week.
Did we ever submit the form for the Explorer post? I don't recall signing.
Say that again?
We're going to submit a form for the Explorer post 750.
I sent that in.
Oh,
I sent it in, yep.
yeah.
I did send it in via mail.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes, or we approve the minutes of October 25th as corrected.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept the minutes as corrected. Are there any more discussion on that motion?
Nope.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 I'll make a motion, we bring the minutes of November 1st, 2012 to the floor for discussion. And
Second.
motion and approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Al says no.
Aye.
I heard no.
I didn't say no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
My minutes.
Oh, it's just starting and I'm yawning. I do.
I recall I said no yawning at the table.
Bad manners.
Almost like stealing M&Ms. Oh.
we cancel Adele and just make a motion to adjourn?
I technically already made that motion. I just didn't get a second. You
Second,
heard me say it.
Second.
making Catherine's night.
Yeah,
I think there might be bad weather coming tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel it.
It's
Yeah.
really cold out there, my bones hurt. Let's go home.
Soon.
You guys are incorrigible.
That we
Heard
knew.
that before.
We knew
I already
that.
knew that. Tell me something I didn't know.
I know.
That's why they pay us the big bucks.
Yes. I have attitude today.
Yeah. And I'll back it up.
Woo.
On page 6, at the very top, it's second sentence there, it says, "as long as someone." So I think it should just be, as long as someone is having a yard sale?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Susan.
Yes. I was walking away, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, that's fine. Listen, just getting around to reading.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of November 1st as presented.
Describe.
Second.
They don't describe that they're going to be here for 1 month, 1 day out of the month for a certain number of hours.
All those in favor of the motion?
Yes.
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 Aye.
Okay. All right.
It's done? Oh, it's almost 4:30.
It's down. We got 5 more minutes to go on that.
Public input? Crossing them off?
Public input.
Technically, we haven't started the meeting yet. As far as the public knows, we can't do public input before 4:30. I object to that.
Well, we can go to our reports.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of things.
Okay.
When we agreed to put in the water for the senior center, we did not make arrangements to replace the ledge pack that was there over the driveway.
Find it anywhere.
It is a mud pile today. One senior got out and slipped, not terribly, and caught herself, but the idea was in the front, they had to cut a ditch in the front and along the whole entire side, so all of our ledge pack is gone. I talked to Dennis this afternoon. In the spring, we won't need it, so it's only until we freeze, the ground freezes, and then we won't have a problem, but it's going to be in the 60s over the weekend. It will probably be, even if it's about $9.50 or $9.75 a ton, even if we needed 10, he doesn't think we do, it's about $100 to put ledge pack down, and he will do it. He will put the ledge pack down if people are agreeable to having them
Just do it. Make a motion, we do it.
How much?
It's about $100, and Dennis will do the work.
Yeah.
Hi, Dell. We'll be with you in 1
I make a
second.
motion, we put ledge pack back in the parking lot at the senior center.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that motion passes.
Okay. Okay.
I will make a motion that we go into non-public session per RSA 91A:3, attorney-client.
But that isn't allowed for in here.
It will be an attorney-client meeting.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
For us to make a decision, we have her information.
Did anybody lock the door downstairs?
I didn't lock it, I closed it.
Signs up?
You had already made your appointment with your attorney. So, and she said, I remember her saying, oh, that's okay, because I have another appointment with another town that night.
So we need to straighten those things out in the contract before we sign it.
Okay, I mean, you can write that in there if you want, but, I mean, they haven't signed it, have they? Where'd it go, back in the...
It's back in the thing. No, it should be a lot neater than handwritten. I hate it when we do that.
Okay.
If I could just have a few moments of your time.
Can we say no? You're sitting there.
Well, this is going to delay things another week, so, I mean, that's fine, that's what you...
No, you're just getting the point. All right.
Okay.
I can have no fun tonight.
On the 20th, in lieu of doing a staff meeting this month, because we're missing 3 work days for the month of November, so we've only got a limited number of work days, that I wanted to instead schedule Scott DeRoche to come up from Local Government Center to do an employee benefit session. So I haven't spoken with the chief yet to find out, because he'll do more than one, but I'd like to go ahead and at least schedule one on Tuesday the 20th. And then whoever, invite the highway, all the town hall staff, and whoever can come from the PD, but we'll have to schedule another one specifically for the PD. And I just didn't get a chance to talk to the chief yet, because try and do it on a shift change.
Has the benefits changed to the point where we need to get that and pay the entire town to come and listen to the presentation?
The prescription portion
So the
changed.
prescription portion has changed, and that we're also offering this is their one shot a year to make any changes to their plan, and also to explain the new dental plan. Answer any questions that they have about the services, any new services that LGC is offering, which I don't think they are. I think everything's still the same, the Slice of Life program.
It costs the town several $100.
How does it cost a town? Time away from work.
Paying them to do nothing.
Yeah. Well,
But it
it's a
is
benefit
important.
that the town provides the employee.
Right. And it's important, and it allows the employees to interact with the person, get their questions answered, and if they want minor changes, things like that, they get to do it.
Here's the old one.
So do that
Okay.
in lieu of a staff meeting, okay?
Yep.
And then also, Tim and I have worked with, this is our marked up copy that was accepted. He was sending me a clean copy. And if the selectmen want to review this, if you have any questions. Now, Tim isn't here tomorrow, is he?
He's not.
He isn't, okay. Well, I'll have access to my, my computer and my email. But the sooner that you can sign this. Can I give one up to everybody?
There was a mistake. Had to be corrected.
Oh, that's right.
Should we destroy this one?
Yes, I asked Sandy to just proof it.
Yeah.
Well, we said we weren't going to sign this until next Thursday anyway, to give us time to read it.
Well, that's
So
what-
we wanted to sign it before that so we could move forward. Remember, Chuck
Yeah, but
had
they
asked
are
if we
moving,
could...
they are
Change
moving
19.
forward. Us not signing this isn't delaying Kadiri. Kadiri, they're doing their stuff.
What I wanted to try and do was set up the kickoff meeting on the 16th
Okay, and we meet, what, 15th?
and the 15th.
So,
Because I have to see if Kathleen is.
You know, can I just say something here, please? You know, I love my job being a selectman. I truly love my job being a selectman. But because we're such an active board, people assume that we're here every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you look at the schedule right now, 3 days next week, we have meetings. You know, the week after that, we're already booking 2, 3.
Which ones are these?
So you want to meet the 16th, we are on the 15th already.
Why can't we have a kickoff?
I'm just saying that, plus, it's budget season, so every single Wednesday night, we're out on budget season. On the 19th, we're here.
oh yeah, we're opening bids for the trash.
RFPs, for
So-
pay as you throw.
I just think that we should really be cognizant of the fact that, 3 or 4 meetings, public meetings during the week, when things are all tied in together.
What
I
meetings do
understand.
we have next week?
Right, well, the 19th for the opening the bids, that was as a courtesy to the recycling committee, because that's when they're having the recycling meeting, right?
Yep.
Yeah, regardless, it doesn't apply. What meetings do we have next week?
We have the 15th and the 16th. Who wants to do the 16th for kickoff?
Oh,
No,
Okay,
no,
15th.
I'm offering this. If you want to do it on the 16th, I will try and arrange it for the 16th. That's fine with me if you don't want to do it the 16th.
But we have budget on the 14th.
oh, yeah.
Plus, we have the fire commissioners on the 14th, and we have the selectmen's on the 15th, and we have the,
Planning board.
You have the
On the
fire commission
13th.
on the 14th?
Yeah, planning board.
Isn't
the
John
planning
Bernard
board
coming?
the planning board's on the 13th, and we have budgets on the 14th, and the fire commissioners on the 14th, and then selectmen's on the 15th, and then you want to do it on the 16th.
We tried to hold Friday as sacred.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
our holy day.
Can we move it to the 15th? Make it part of the,
No, because you won't have signed a contract yet.
well, that's next week, isn't it?
And then we have Thanksgiving. That's fine, if you want me to try and, I don't even know if I can get Kathleen there, but we have to get all the,
Then let's have it for the 19th, since we're going to be here anyway.
And we're coming in on the 19th.
Rip can't do it on the 19th.
Well, can another representative from WRTA be there?
No, the engineer.
Oh, the engineer. You said Rick, so
I'm sorry,
there's only
Rick.
one Rick in my word.
And also,
world.
Tim's not here
This-
on the 19th, and Catherine's not here on the 19th, and I'm doing payroll and covering the selectmen's
Well,
office.
it's Monday.
Yep,
That's another sacred day.
So,
yes.
now the LGC meeting, the selectmen, that, you don't have to be present for that. If you want to stop in and be present, because once he makes his presentation, then he'll make himself available to anybody that has individual questions. So if you had questions, it's not, you're not asking your personal questions in front of everybody else. You're going to go off and talk with them. He'll do the general presentation, then be available to talk personally with people.
They understand that they're working for the town of Tilton, right?
Who, the,
Kadiri.
yep,
Okay. That no changes can be made to the design or anything unless the Board of Selectmen approve it, correct?
when you're saying the design of the,
Anything that happens to it over there,
On that piece of
that's
property.
changed that they had on that.
Oh, yes, yep. They seem to be the most committed to the redevelopment of the site. And that's what he had put in here also, and as part of the kickoff meeting, to invite Northfield and their engineers, because he wants to know exactly what their timeline is, what they are doing.
It's WRTA's engineers, is it not?
Right. So,
It's not Northfield's engineers.
right, it's not Northfield.
No, it is Northfield. The contract is with Northfield and the engineers.
Why are
WRTA is
we
paying
inviting
20%.
Northfield? Why don't we invite the Northfield in, why don't we invite the WRTA engineer? Why are we inviting Northfield?
Because the contract with the engineers is with Northfield. WRTA didn't sign the contract with the engineers.
Remember, we agreed that Northfield would manage this portion of the trail,
Right,
right? That's why.
right.
So this kickoff has to be with all these people?
No, I'm just saying
It should be, because it's
helpful
courteous.
to invite them to the kickoff portion, because Rip will be there, and if we could get their engineer there, because he may have questions, just to get an idea,
Right.
what are you guys doing?
Okay,
But if the
moving
16th
forward,
is
what
too
what does
soon,
everybody want? What day? Everybody, Friday, the
Well,
16th?
if we
or
do it on the 15th,
Between 10 and 11, I cannot, between 10 and 12, I cannot do it. I can do it after
you want
that.
us to sign the contract
on the 15th.
before we have a kickoff meeting.
That would probably be good.
Well, what if?
Not really, because
No, I
we've
mean, if you
hired them.
signed it tonight,
The
I would
terms of
stay
that-
and call Kathy and see if she's available on the 16th. The 16th was the first day
Hire them.
We've hired them.
that
You're
was
hired,
going to be available.
has been told them. They are hired. We made a motion to hire them.
Well-
The terms of that agreement have not been hashed out, hence the contract.
So do you expect them to start performing services prior?
I know that they're working for us right now.
Oh, yeah, as soon as, well, if this contract were signed tonight, they would start working on this tomorrow. And the first thing he would do is put together the information to contact our EPA project officer and say, we want to submit documentation that we could go ahead and also with Jennifer Mark. That's the other thing, this kickoff meeting, not only do we have to have Kathleen Castani there, but we have to get DES there.
If,
So maybe the 16th is too soon. Doesn't really give me enough time to get in touch with people.
Well, I was
why
going
don't you
to
have it
say,
Tuesday,
how long
the
are you
20th or
gonna
the
be gone?
21st?
Well, the 20th is, we're doing the LGC in lieu of the staff meeting time, and then I can try for the 21st. That's the day before Thanksgiving, but that's no problem. Tell me to
But,
see.
well, what does the LGC meeting, why does that have a problem with the selectmen?
That would be Joyce would be involved in it.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll have that in the morning and have the other one in the afternoon.
after lunch. When are you coming back, Joyce?
My plane lands at 11 o'clock on Thursday, the 15th. So as soon as I get back into town, I was going to come in. So 12, so probably 1, and then just work through.
You're going to come right from the airport?
I will be so ready.
Do you know how
I think I want to go home.
tired?
I don't even want to stop at my house first.
Do you know how tired you're going to be when you get off that airplane?
No.
All right.
We'll leave that option open.
Yeah. What if we, is
It
it
shouldn't take us too
possible?
long this long to decide on a date.
Well, I was
Let's
going to say,
decide.
is it possible for us to go over the contract? If we see anything we don't like, we just email her address. She has the ability to read her email.
Right, but you could also, I
We
mean,
can-
Tim and I
Tim-
have done this
Tim has
together.
worked
so we
with
Okay,
could-
Rip.
then Tim,
So
okay.
this is everything that Tim and I have,
This is
Worked
not
on.
the original contract, this is the contract.
This is the original
After Tim and Joyce
Right,
have fixed it.
yes.
Right.
this was the original contract, and then this is what Tim and I fixed. We called him, he agreed to everything, in addition to, when I had asked him about, why are you limiting your liability to $50,000, where your insurance will pay that? And he said, yeah, you're right, go ahead. He goes, I'll make that change. So I can give you the cleaned-up copy. He's going to send me, in fact, it's probably down there now.
This is what you and Tim have drafted, right?
Yes.
Okay,
No, no.
that's what I want to see.
This is what he had sent, and that's what Tim and I marked up.
That's all I want to
That's
see.
all we wanted
And
to
that's
see.
I don't
what
want to
he
start
ex-
at the beginning.
Right, and he's accepted everything with the addition
Okay.
of, I made a note about striking that $50,000 limits of liability.
Very nice.
If you have questions about what each provision means in terms of the project, I
Check
can,
with Tim.
well, I can answer that, I would answer those, or you can just speak to Rip directly.
Yep.
But if it's something about why we put in the extra things about the limits of liability, and
Right.
all that, Tim can answer those.
Okay,
It's a good, clean, simple contract. There may be some other things that you want, but I think that Tim and I thought of all contingencies.
okay, so we'll take our responsibility and take it home, read it. If we're happy with it, we'll let you know we're happy with
Yep.
it.
And then you can call Rip.
And Catherine will send you her
I'll email you.
changes.
I'll email you.
So everybody's going to take the responsibility and let Tim know whether we're happy or we're not,
I
and the
will.
corrections that need to be done in the next couple of days,
Right,
please?
I'm going to read it tonight. I got to be here in the morning.
Okay.
yep.
And then I'll get back to Rip and let him know that tentatively the 20th, but if I don't get back until the 15th, how am I going to schedule for the 20th? I mean, I'd have to schedule this now, and I can't get in touch with DES and EPA.
How are
right
you
now.
going to schedule for the 16th then?
I was going to send out the emails to everybody and say we're having the meeting on the 16th.
Well,
Just send out the emails and say the 20th.
yeah. We'll send everybody an email for the
But
20th.
make it like 1:30-ish or 2 or something like that.
2 o'clock's good.
2 o'clock's good for me.
On the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
tentative.
just send that email out and then go and enjoy
All
your
right, so we're good with the
vacation.
20th. All right. And then I just have to print a warrant.
And you'll be
Signed,
checking
okay,
your
let me print.
emails, so you'll get yay or nays back, and you can let Catherine know if something needs to happen.
How are we going to keep you from doing any work when you're gone?
That's going to
Right.
be here, right?
Yeah, we don't want you to do any work. You're going to enjoy yourself.
All right,
That's an order.
There's no work in the word vacation.
moving right along.
Where is it?
Let me just check this.
Moving along.
All right,
I
so
thought we
hold
were
off
going to
on
adjourn and
this.
go home.
I can email Lauren and tell her to put those in.
Okay?
All right, I
Are
have,
those the only things that you wanted her to do?
Yeah, and the other one Lauren isn't going to be able to put in. It's something we're going to have to
You
write.
didn't want to sign this? This is the letter to PRA.
The second one is
Oh, no.
something we're going to have to write
Oh, I didn't realize that it was there for,
about, if, like, today's example, she took our time and made an appointment somewhere else.
there you go.
So in other words, if the first part, if she picked, they're going to be here on Thursday every month. They're going to be here from, I don't know when she comes, 8 to 4? Is that her scheduled time to be here?
8, she'll take appointments right up till 4 o'clock, ending at 4:30.
Okay, so her block of time is 8 to 4:30.
But she'll also schedule other times, like if a taxpayer can't come in, they can only come in at 5 o'clock, she will,
I understand she will do that, but our taxpayers need to know that there is a dedicated
Yep,
time that
and
they
they
can
do.
count on,
Yep.
that they're going to be here.
yeah. She publishes her schedule and all.
So, today, for
Everybody has
example,
it.
she made an appointment, and she had made this appointment last week when I first talked to her. In fact, it was Wednesday, or was it Tuesday after the thing? Whatever it was. She had already made the appointment. She had to leave here at 3. So she was not available, is what I'm getting at.
Right, because we pulled out her schedule,
That's right.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is this decision had to be made tonight, because we already delayed it. So with...
True, but Adele had wanted to come last Thursday, and then it was just better to have her come this Thursday.
Right, and Lauren was scheduled to be here this Thursday. So my point is, because Lauren had made that appointment, she was not available to come tonight.
right,
At
point
4.
taken.
That needs to be written into that document, that if that happens, if they are unavailable,
We're not gonna get
because they are
charged.
unavailable, they're not charging us.
Right.
If there is
Yes.
something timely that has to be decided upon, and we need their input,
You gotta be here.
on their contracted time,
They gotta be here.
on their contracted day, and they're not, and they have another appointment, we're not going to be charged for them being here.
Do you understand?
I do.
If she had to leave here and go keep her 3 o'clock appointment, and then come back here at 7 o'clock because she made herself unavailable at 4, we should not be charged for it.
We should not be charged for that 7 o'clock appointment. Got it?
I do, but
All right.
we'll need some further discussion, because I'll have to show you how the billing is done.
All right, we can do that.
That we don't have to sign this tonight, so.
Right.
No,
Okay.
they're not going anywhere.
Okay,
Go forth and have a good time.
Okay,
Great,
we have a
thank you.
wonderful time.
Party
Great.
hardy.
Hardy, yeah.
She headed for Cabo? Where's she going?
Detroit.
See you, Mom.
Hey,
Oh.
there's a party
I
town.
could party hardy in Cleveland.
I have two more things that I want to bring up on the selectmen's reports. One is that this Saturday is the craft fair for the senior center. If anybody would like to make a baked good to sell, it would be much appreciated.
Make a what?
Baked good,
What time is it going on?
8 to 4,
So bring them over to the...
before 8, yep, to the senior center, that would be great.
I'll see what I can do.
Great, thank you.
No, I'll try to whoop up something for you.
Great.
With the scenes and all.
Mike Reardon has finished the the ditching and piping and that, and Ernie Fox has not finished his because they have to test the main line, and that won't be done until Thursday, next week. And once they finish the testing of the main line, then Ernie can do his work, which will be a few hours, and then we'll be hooked to the public water. So that will be done and finished. I was asked by a business owner downtown today if we were going to have a Christmas party, Christmas parade this year. My answer to her was if it was only me passing out candy, it was going to be a Christmas parade. But I'm hoping that we do have a Christmas parade, so I don't know if the Parks Commission is going to continue that and what
They are.
date it is. or
They
whatever.
have. I can't sit here and tell you exactly what the date is. I just read an email that they changed some of the timing around, and I know the date's a little different than it was in previous years, but they changed the timing of the events, the parade and the fireworks, because of input they received last year from people. Well, now, because they've changed it, other people are giving them negative input. And of course, they're trying to please everyone. So they're meeting Monday night, and I think at that point, they'll decide whether they're going to stick to their original plan or not.
Okay.
I think they should stick to their original plan.
They
Okay.
didn't have a parade last year, did they?
Yes, we
Yes, we
did.
did.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Candy, we threw out candy, Joe. Okay, then there's one more, do we do this in a moment?
Oh, I don't care.
We have one more item that I need to bring up as chair, because it was brought to my attention, was that when we fill in for employees when they're on vacation, it was noted that that employee should be on a timesheet and paid because of the labor laws, and if we ever got audited, that is what they're afraid that we would get challenged in. So we have a situation here where it would be that we have the land use office is now being vacant for a week and a half, and Sandy is in there doing that, working. So do you want to set a, we have no idea what it would be or how it would be, nor does Sandy really want to get paid. I want to make that very clear. However, because of the labor laws, we don't want to do anything that's not right as well.
Well, and you also have to think of workman's comp. If she's actually in
Exactly.
here physically working,
There are liability issues.
yeah, there's a
associated with it
liability
as well.
issue
I
there.
mean, it's one thing filling in for Joyce or Tim to have two in the office and to answer phones, that's a different thing, but she's
Those
actually,
are a function, I feel,
Right.
of our
She's actually-
selectmen's duties.
Right.
Working at the land use desk is
and
not a
beyond.
function of
I'll
a
tell you, I'd
selectman
be
duty.
fuddled on that. I would be
above and beyond.
befuddled on that
We
one.
have potential liability
What
issues.
makes you
Right.
think I'm not?
I know you're not.
Yeah, you're totally not.
So we
There's
have
in
to
action.
pick an amount that we should,
I would move that we pay the replacement, the prevailing rate for that position. They have a plethora of experience, and I'm sure we've lost nothing in the land use office as a result of this replacement. So whatever the prevailing rate is currently for that position, that's what I would like to see.
we're the ones that set the prevailing rate. In my thought process
I don't know
of
what
that,
it is.
if
That's all.
there's only one other person that we would probably use to fill that position, and that wage would be right around what the land use person is getting now.
That's the prevailing rate? I believe, what is it? I could say the number, 1810, whatever it is. It's right in that
Just
neighborhood, yeah, it is.
Right. I can tell you what it is.
I have no idea.
Well, that's public knowledge, this is not
Public knowledge, it's
secret.
not a secret, we got it right here.
Well,
This has nothing to do with you as a person, but if somebody were to fill in, we need somebody that's going to be paid that wage, that knows that job, and we have to make sure that it's
It's fair.
fair and equitable.
If I was just answering the phone at that desk, that's a function of me being a selectman, but you're doing land use work, and you're doing productive land use work, so just, please.
yeah, but I mean,
There's no buts.
it's
There's
just,
no buts.
Don't be
I think you should
embarrassed. You
excuse
provided a
yourself from this.
service to the town
There's no
that
buts.
would have been lacking. And think of how many people you did help
Yeah.
that would not have been helped. You provided a service.
There's no
And
buts.
then you
You
have
need
to
to
think of the
excuse yourself
liability
from
issue
the
for the
decision
town
anyway.
as well.
Yes, I think you're right.
And the conversation is so hush.
You know what, I really don't,
There's no buts.
I thought it was on the back here, but it's really not.
it's on
Did we second your motion?
I don't believe anybody...
Second. Second to Joe's motion.
But
yeah.
there's no number, we need a number.
I thought it was,
You got,
I think it's clear.
Whatever that number is,
Whatever that prevailing, that wage is that we pay the land use person is
okay.
probably not
yeah,
enough.
whatever it is.
okay, I thought you meant the one that we had replaced the other one. That
Oh,
was
no.
a little bit
No,
more.
the current
Okay.
land use
Land use
person's
prevailing
wage
rate.
Got it.
should be,
That's very clear. Got
because,
it.
but Sandy has far more experience.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded. Any more discussion on that motion? All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
No, abstain?
I think we need to count ourselves
Abstain.
lucky that we have Sandy to step into that position, because boy, it sure
You got that
does.
right.
Well, people that come into that office that aren't able to get that help, really sets them back with their projects.
All right, so, may I have the pleasure of putting my name down as your supervisor?
why not?
I like that.
Yes,
I got
well,
one right here, one for last week, but
Well, I'll put that in for this coming week.
yeah, and I'll give you the one for this week on Friday.
can you fill in the amount, though? Okay. All right, Sandy, do you have anything?
Yes, I've talked to some of you, I didn't talk to all of you. This is the easement that John Bernard addressed the issues that the board had. We had made a motion on it, and this is the easement that came back. I have some signatures, but there's a couple who haven't signed it, so it is here. I don't know if you want to sign it, not sign it.
My feeling is that should go before our attorney before we sign it. That came from his attorney, who represents him and not the town of Tilton. And he did not, what we talked about adding to that is not completely in there from what I saw.
What
I
part
thought it
isn't in
was.
there?
Oh, I thought it was in there too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I got it right here. The,
What parts are omitted?
When we talked about holding the town harmless for acts of nature, that's not in there.
it says holding the town
The
harmless.
grantor shall not be liable for damage to the walkway, stairs, related accoutrements by snow plowing, landscape maintenance, or other reasonable necessary activities associated with the burdened property. That has nothing to do with acts of nature. You pave that parking lot, it's going to be pitched to the back. We have a rain event, he's discontinued the drain, that water rushes off there and washes away the sidewalk. Are we liable because we paved it and changed the surface of our gravel and the act of nature ran off onto it?
I thought he addressed everything that the board asked him to.
If we drain our parking lot incorrectly, that's not an act of nature, that's an act of our being at fault.
Right. I said if the act of nature hits our newly paved surface that wasn't paved when we signed this agreement,
True enough. I know what you
now
said.
because we paved it, the act of nature goes rushing off to the end.
Don't we pave it in such a manner so that it doesn't run right down the pathway? In theory?
You have three choices, pitch it to the building, pitch it to his parking lot, which you can't do because that's uphill, pitch it to the road because that's uphill. We're not going to pitch it to our building, so the only way you're going to pitch it is to the back towards where his sidewalk is going to come over our property.
Can't we pitch it
Yeah, I
to
got
the
it.
neighborhood of our back lawn?
Is that the one?
So that the
All of that
runoff...
runs downhill from the road.
And what happens when you bring
But
it?
that's just one example.
Preview.
I mean, that's not in here.
Fetching it.
And then the language he has in here, the easement shall run with benefited parcels and not be released unless planning board approval is granted for the benefited parcels of an amended use not requiring the accessory parking. It's kind of, sort of, but not quite. I would feel far more comfortable because we're signing this away for, basically, that's it.
Didn't feel that language covered the fact that if he discontinued the uses that are currently in effect and needed planning board approval to do something different?
Not
more covered?
completely comfortable with it, but I'm not an attorney. And I just think that for $150 to sign something like this, which is really forever, we're binding town's property forever for somebody else's use.
No.
This is written
That's
by,
not forever. You're assuming that the land use never changes over there at the parking lot.
I am
And that he
assuming
never-
that parking lot will not be sold to another piece of property, but will always, let's face it, that property that's developed where the chiropractor is, does not have enough parking. Even with those 6 spaces, does not have enough parking. So it's always going to need parking if it continues. And it's a very successful business.
As long as Mr. Bernard doesn't sell the parking lot
Yeah.
to somebody else.
So like I said, I'm not an attorney. For $150 to sign an easement deed that you have to know when you're signing this, that basically this is it. That's gone. The right for us to use that is gone. I think $150 to an attorney is cheap money to protect the town. We have no
Should you just
one,
send it to LGC and have it back?
because LGC would send it back and say, have your town, they're there to interpret law for us, not to tell us if easements, deeds, we're going to sign it correct. They'd say, send it to your town attorney.
Well, based on your past history, Catherine, and your vast amounts of expertise in this matter, I defer to that. I hate spending money on attorneys. I hate attorneys. But
I'm gonna agree with you. Well, that's all.
We just don't have anyone protecting us, and he can still go forward with
I'm
planning.
convinced,
I'm just
I know,
being cautious.
I think it delays it.
it does.
He can
tremendously. And
still go forward with planning.
the planning's already done. How's he going to go forward anyway?
He's coming in to do his compliance hearing.
Right. He has to go to planning.
Well, I would suggest that Mr. Crean is very familiar with this issue, and that he could probably review it in short order and give us a legal opinion. I'm guessing.
I think that's a marvelous idea. He's been very good with his fees to the town.
That, and we don't have to pay somebody who has no knowledge of this. It has to research everything and doesn't know the history, and
All right, next.
There's 3 signatures on this document, which makes it legal right now. Because that's a quorum of the board.
unless I withdraw my signature.
Well,
Once it's on there, can I say no?
Well, if you're going to do that, we'll just make another copy with no signatures on it.
It's not notarized.
What?
It's not notarized, is it?
It hasn't been notarized, so Bernard hasn't signed it.
Next.
You have to make a motion.
Did you make a motion to the attorney?
No, I did not. I'll make a motion to contact Attorney Crean to read over the easement agreement and get a legal interpretation and corrections as needed.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Could we set a time frame on that? Can it go out tomorrow morning?
As soon as possible. If this can be done tomorrow, I'd love to see it done tomorrow. I don't want to hold this up. But Catherine's right, and this is a forever thing, future generations even, so needs to be correct.
Who's going to take the responsibility of sending it out to Dan Crean?
Catherine, will you call him
Sandy.
first thing in the morning?
Could you send that to me, Sandy, so I can email it?
Yes, I will.
Why
here.
can't Sandy just send it out to Dan Crean?
She's here first thing.
Sandy can send it right out to Dan Crean, right? And that means one less thing you gotta do. There you go.
All right, motion's been made and seconded to send it out to Dan Crean for an opinion. All those in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Abstain?
The heck did I just do with the Dan Green?
You're okay with it? Okay. She's a yes.
And could you ask him for his return at his earliest possible convenience, Sandra?
I believe he's away at a conference right now.
Could well be. I'm trying to stick it to anybody here.
If he's away at a conference, do we want an alternate attorney? Like Scott McGuffin?
And I think Dan Crean's got the best shot at getting this done in a short period of
Okay.
time. But I don't know, is he gone for a month? I mean, what does
Let's
gone to a
see.
conference mean?
Just see where he's at. Sometimes it's out for a couple months.
Well,
A
if
couple
that's
weeks,
the
I mean,
case, if
couple
that's the
weeks.
case, then we should move forward with another attorney, but
This is.
We can call him.
November 5th, and Joyce copied you on it,
Okay, I'll check.
so you should have the email. I'm just giving you the date. It's
Okay,
November
thank you.
5th.
I'll check that in the morning.
Okay, and it's from Joyce. Starts out John Bernard and delivered revised easement. And then you have to click on the,
I have it.
All right.
you already have it in your sheet.
Do you have anything more for the board?
No, I'm done.
Catherine, do you have anything for the board?
No, we'll have some stuff next week. Joe and I are just beginning snow dumping,
Oh, good.
so we'll get that going. And then
That's very important.
I had
Yep.
some conversation this week with right-of-way DOT, various people about the Route 3 Causeway issue and how we can deal with that. So I'll have that next week.
Okay. Al?
I'll have some stuff next week for you.
Okay, great.
I was going to talk about snow dump. The consortium meeting has been delayed again. That's it. Basically, everything else is everything else and is working in various stages. If you have a question about something, I'll answer it, but other than that, I have no report specifically.
You didn't inform the public yet? Public of anything?
Public input?
No, I make a motion, we adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye. Did we ever unlock the door?
That might explain the public input thing.
Because Adele would go right down and open the door.
Yeah.
Is there any reason that we want to belong to
See you next week.
the